very slow. It's not enough to please you. Pretty Caroline, oh, 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 stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dime. Oh, 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 serves as a reminder to count your blessings, 'cause it's tally fair, tally fair. They'll put you down and leave you there, don't make them scared. Yeah, that's the ugly truth. How they come in for you. Yeah, yeah, let's go. It's the missed opportunity train. It only comes on a very blue moon. Blink twice, and you missed it again. Waiting in line for the party to end. 'Cause you didn't get what they asked for. Not a genie in sight, that reality gets so. There's no point to being careful. Learn the rules in the game before you lose your mental. Pretty Carolina, the stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the diner. It serves as a reminder to count your blessings, 'cause this town ain't fair. They'll put you down and leave you there, don't make them scared. Yeah, that's the ugly truth. How they coming for you. Yeah, yeah, This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever.
Wake up, top of the morning. The bacon is crispy, the coffee is pouring. My meditation is peeling an orange. The bank says I'm already scoring. I got a parking spot right outside. Step into my brand new ride. All we ever get is green lights and blue skies.
This is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh, I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best, best.
Shake up, I got a red fruit smoothie. James Brown bumping like I'm living in a movie. Look at me, I do the cha-cha-cha. Look at me, I sing a na-na-na. Tippy-tap-tap like I'm Dick Van Dyke. Chim-chim, I need you to be by my side. Spoonful of sugar, gonna go with it. Oh baby, pass me the butter, gonna roll with
This
it.
is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh, I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best, best. I'm flying 10 feet off the ground. You got me dancing in the clouds. It's like I'm never coming down. No, 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 no. This is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh, I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best, best. This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Best day I never spend my time living others' lives. What's like holding someone else's pieces on the board? You can never win. Try not to begin. That said, please don't come find me. Why don't you people try spending some of your time thinking of something else besides tearing others down? You can never win. Get under my skin. Can't say you didn't wound me once, and I thank you all for that. You can try to hurt me, but you don't hurt anymore.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Happy Saturday. How you doing, Patrick?
I'm all right. What about you, man?
Living the dream, as always. So,
Living the dream.
I have something to show you. I have something to show you.
Let's see it.
Oh, little brimstone. Little brimstone.
I'm out of here.
Oh, no. Nah, little brimstone. He's
outta
so
here,
cute.
man.
He's so cute.
How
We got a
many
new puppy.
How many animals? How many animals is that?
You can take him downstairs.
How many
So
animals?
that's a lot. It's
a lot.
Six,
It's a
six,
lot.
6 dogs, 3 rats, a cat. We're getting a chinchilla tomorrow, and we have a sheep.
Jeez Louise.
So he's a little baby Great Dane. So Ash is our other Great Dane. So Ash and Brimstone. So that's kind of
Jeez.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Now, so something last night we let the sheep into the dog room. So like we have this indoor. It's like a big mud room, but it's like tiled halfway up for the dogs. Like if we need to get them outside or whatever. And this dog door that goes outside. And so we put the sheep in there last night because it got like below freezing, and the sheep
Yeah.
figured out how to go through the dog door.
Oh my
That's how big the
God.
dog door is because of Ash. So so he was going in and out all night. So.
Benny said, "Can the sheep get a cameo?"
No. There's no way I'm bringing that sheep up the stairs. No. Maybe one day I'll get Ash up here, but Ash will probably knock everything over. So, yeah. Anyway, how is everyone? Hope your Saturday is going amazing. I know Patrick needs a little more sleep, but that's okay. Just a little bit.
All right.
Just a
But
little
wait.
bit. Okay.
Somebody asked, "Where's the It Depends jar?"
Oh.
It's
Oh.
there. It's there.
Oh,
It's
there it is. There it is. All right.
I got money, and I got money, and I got
Yeah.
money.
Got your ones. It's for the UK. For the UK.
Actually, you know what? We're just gonna stack it up as long as we can, and we'll donate it. We'll stack it up maybe through the end of the year.
Sounds good.
See how much
That sounds
we have,
good.
and we'll donate it somewhere. Yeah.
I like donations. So,
Yeah.
all right, Paul, I'm wearing a jacket because it's cold. It is cold. So it's cold in Texas today. All right, everyone, if you are new to Guy in a Cube or just new to the live stream in general, put hashtag new in the chat. We always love seeing the new faces. Love seeing everyone that's new come out and join us. We've had a lot of folks here in the new year, so it's great. And Chris, I saw your super chat. Thank you so much for that. And Miss Belinda as well. Thank you so much. We love the puppy. He's got a lot of puppy breath, so it's great. All right. And then shout out also to the members of Guy in a Cube. If you see folks with the green name or the Guy in a Cube logo next to them, they are members of Guy in a Cube. They help us do what we do here on Guy in a Cube. We very much appreciate it. It just continues to amaze us of the support that we get. So thank you so much for that. Members, hold your questions until the second half. Chatmaster C will let you know when. That is the drill here on Guy in a Cube. Also, if you want to learn more about, well, I guess I should put that back, huh? If you want to learn more about being a member, check out the link on the screen or check out the join button down below on YouTube. No commitment required. It'll just tell you more about it. Just big thank you from us. All right, news. So we got Vinicius, I hope I said that right, is new. We've got Prashanth is new. Ronald's new. Giovanni's new. Gord is new. Chewy's vintage. TJ's new and a member as well. Thank you so much for that. Kumar is new. Aditya is old. Karthik's new. Camilla's new. I'm struggling with some of these names. I'm sorry. Pavanaraju is new. Derek's new. Man, lots of new. Katie's new. James is new.
Yeah.
Wow. Thomas is a lurker. No, you're not, Thomas. You are not a lurker. So awesome. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to Guy in a Cube. Love having you here. Hopefully you'll come back again on another Saturday and join in. So question time. Also, Quiet Stream 07. Thank you for becoming a member. Very much appreciated. So questions, get Q colon in front of your question. Chatmaster C is standing by to get those queued up. Please only submit it one time. We get to as many as we can, but it is queued up. We never get to all of them, so apologize for that. So just be aware of that. Do not spam. We have a 3-strikes rule here on Guy in a Cube. If you spam the question, you will get put into a timeout, and chances are your question will not get asked. CSR Inc. is new as well, so thank you for that. Sergio's new. Still, man, more news coming in. That's awesome. Also, Chris Finland is here. This is nice. And Giovanni, thank you for becoming a member. Wow. So get the questions queued up. 3-strikes rule. We'll put you in a timeout. Also, moderators are standing by as well. Those are folks with the blue name or the wrench next to their name. They will be able to put you in a timeout, as well as, of course, Chatmaster C. So be aware of that.
Is my sound bad?
It's a little. I can hear some background noise. So, yeah, I heard that before, but you were not around, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Right.
It's fine. It's not bad.
Fix it.
We'll figure it out. It's
We'll
fine.
fix it. Yeah. All right.
All right. Did someone say that in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, it's
say
fine.
I need to get it. They say I need to get a new mic. I'm like, I got
No, he does not need to get a new mic.
got a pretty expensive mic.
Yeah, no, it's just the settings got a little wonky. We'll figure it out. All right. So also, members, please hold your questions. I think I said that already. I don't remember. But Chatmaster C will let you know when. All right, Patrick, are you ready for the queue?
My volume is low. Matthew said my volume.
No, your
is
volume
low.
is not low. That was.
Yeah, it's peaking, right?
Ooh,
It's
now you
peaking,
are.
right?
Yeah. No, pull it down. Pull it down.
Yeah, I thought so. All right. What about now?
A little bit more.
What about now?
Say something. I don't know. You got to talk.
Say something. Mary had a little lamb.
A little bit
Mary
more.
had
A little bit
lamb.
more. A little bit more. I don't know why you touched it. You shouldn't have touched it.
Mary had a little lamb.
No, you're going the wrong direction. Other way. Up.
Mary had a little lamb whose
There you
face
go.
is white as snow.
That's fine.
All
That's
right.
fine. Just talk into the mic. The mic's like right there, right? It's like right above
It's
you.
right there.
Oh.
It's right there. If I put my head, I'm gonna hit it. It's right here.
All right. Okay.
If I
All
stand
right.
straight up, it's gonna go poof.
Good. Let's go to the queue. Let's get some questions going. Yeah, the other right, Matthew. Yes. Wait, which way's right? Anyway. All right, Matthias, first question in the queue, starting off the day. My M calendar has a relative end date, like date, end of year, date time, fixed local now. How do I change it to end of following year? Hard-coded year,
Just
not.
hard-coded and
Just hard-coded. No. So I saw Stewie was going bananas in the chat earlier, answering all sorts of stuff. And Stewie, I don't know you personally, but Patrick was asking me if you were the Stewie from Family Guy. I was like, probably not. But Stewie had the same suggestion I would have had is do a date ad and add a year to the current local time, and that'll be the following year. I did see, Matthias, that you were commenting that you tried that, it didn't work, but I don't know what happened. That would be my approach, is to just take the current year and add one and go to the end of that year. So,
it has a relative end date, like
what? What are you reading?
Okay, I'm just reading the question. I just want to make sure I understand.
Okay.
The question.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Matthias said it works
He said
now.
It works now.
All right. Bam. There we go. It was the aura of the live stream that fixed it, Matthias. That's what it was. And Stewie's suggestion. There you go. Fixing things already, Patrick. It's not even noon.
Yep.
All right. Another Patrick had a question. How to send every month at the same date of the month an Excel report via email to users via Power BI. That's going to be challenging. So if you have a paginated report, you can do this. So you can use the Export to API and or like Power Automate and just wire that all up, right? And then do that on a schedule and you'll be good to go. So Excel is a supported format for paginated exports. It is not supported with Power BI reports. So, you know, that's something you got to think about, because with a Power BI report, you don't export the report to Excel, you export visuals to Excel. So it's a little different kind of connotation. But if you're actually looking to get that table, and paginated for the win, man, go look at that. I was talking to Patrick about this beforehand, and I was just like, the other Patrick may come back saying, I don't have premium, so I can't do paginated. And I'm like, well, you know, premium per user. I mean, that's really the way to go. I don't know if it was Stewie again or someone else, but there was a suggestion I saw in the chat earlier about, you know, if you did like a custom DAX expression and then could, you know, put that in Excel and then, you know, do some custom options outside of Power BI. Using the XMLA endpoint, you can query the data set and you can get those queries that you need and do that on a scheduled format. But it's not going to be necessarily the way to do it inside. From a Power BI perspective, there's not a native option for you to get that exported Excel outside of paginated. So, yep. And I've got some paginated videos that are going to be coming up. I've been working on paginated for the last week and a half and doing some bananas stuff with the paginated visual. And Chris, you would
Adam.
Oh, Mr. Finland would be so proud of me.
Adam's doing some paginated.
I'm doing paginated, man. There was some banana stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this works amazing. I was even showing Patrick, I had to bust out my VB skills. Like, I haven't touched VB in forever. I did a VB if statement and I'm like, all right, well, if this is bang equal to for not equal. And I'm like, why is that not working? And then John Heidi gave me it was a VB cheat sheet thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to remember all that. My mind's in C#, C++. So, all right, moving on. Patrick, I hope that helps you. Other Patrick, not you, Patrick. All right. Yeah, let's see. So Waldemar, Excel workbook with a pivot table connected to Azure Analysis Services does not work when deployed to Power BI. Yeah. I thought this was officially released. Cannot find much info. So it was released if you're connecting to a Power BI data set, not Azure Analysis Services. So that's.
And I just wrote that I wrote that on the whiteboard. We need to do a video on that.
Yeah, we haven't done a video on that. Yeah. So I don't think that works with Azure Analysis Services. I think that's only a Power BI data set. So yeah, be aware of that. Yep. So you're not going to get that to work. Not to my knowledge. Patrick's going to explore more with the video.
Yep, I will.
All right. Miss Belinda, I guess the SML crew is on topic this AM. I don't know what that topic is, but maybe it's VBA? Macros? I don't know.
Maybe it's VBA.
Chewy's talking about macros. That's all good.
Oh, macros.
Waldemar said it works sometimes. I'll
test it.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, without specific details, I didn't think it would work with Azure Analysis Services. I thought it was Power BI datasets only. Yeah. So that may require a support case. Like, I'd need to know when it doesn't work. Like, what's the error? Like, what's going on? I need more details on that. All right, Leo.
Oof, Leo had a lot.
Yeah, Leo had a lot. He went to town on the chat, but this is the thing I love about the community. They got him focused, and he got a very crisper question in the queue. What are the best practices for grouping measures together in rows in a matrix visual? And how to define these groups, like P&L reports, without using a mega measure that uses switch operators? What about calculation groups?
Yeah, and then there's an option on the matrix that you can toggle on.
Yep.
That'll move them to rows. Once you have that second measure there, I forget what the option is. I forget what the property is on the matrix. But once you put that second measure there, and you can turn it on, then it'll move them to rows. So,
Yeah. Hey.
let me see.
Definitely look at calculation groups. So that's a way that you can get those measures kind of grouped together and just put that into the matrix. Plug it into the matrix. Take the red pill.
Let me see.
And then, like Patrick said, that option on the visual to convert them to rows is the way to go. We've done that a bunch. That's come up a bunch.
It's called switch values to rows.
Switch values to rows.
It's called switch values to rows.
Yeah.
If you go to
that setting though, I know we've
function,
talked
go to
about
option.
that the last couple of weeks. We've talked about that setting a lot.
Yeah.
So. Yep. So yeah.
It used to be so. Antonio said show on rows, but they changed it with the new format pane, and it's pretty explicit now. Switch values to rows.
All right.
Pretty nice. Very nice. Maybe we need to talk about that. Maybe we need to do a video on that.
And as Matthew said, make sure you got the most recent version of Power BI Desktop. So
Need to be like.
weren't you
Mr.
doing a video on the
Elastic.
format
Maybe
pane?
just-
Weren't you going to do that?
What you talking about, Adam?
All right, never mind. Moving on. All right. Aditya, it's a two-parter here. I have a drill through report with Synapse dedicated pools. Drill through page has a table view with 40 columns. With simple if and switch statements. Oh no. Problem query folding is not happening. And getting 1 million rows in visual for direct query. Yeah. FYI, I've tried converting my dimensions to dual mode. Nah, that ain't gonna help you. Give me a solution. So don't do that, first off. So this is actually, so what I was just talking about, where I've got like a bunch of paginated visuals coming out, same scenario, right? So they had a detail table that they wanted to export to Excel, and they're going direct query. In this case, they were going against Dataverse. It doesn't matter. It's a SQL input. It's direct query. And they were getting, it was just timing out because it was just taking too long to execute the query. But many times we see the 1 million row error thing. And so I told them right out the bat, I'm like, paginated visual, use a paginated report. Like if you want a detailed table and you want to do that, you can handcraft the query that's going on and not rely on the auto-generated T-SQL that direct query is going to do. And when you're talking 40 columns, I'm like, how are they even going to review that? Like, I know a lot of people want to do that. It's old school reporting mindset. But it's like, there's better ways to do it. Like, what's the goal of what you're trying to communicate? What are they trying to answer with that? Scott. Yeah, Scott was in it with us on that paginated thing that we were trying to do, and we're making progress on it. So other options you have is maybe you could do a what am I thinking? You could do like a summary table or a calculated table that has that, or a view of some kind that materialized on the Synapse side that you can just pull directly from it. So you don't have to worry about any of the joins or any of that. But I would go paginated visual on that. 40 columns is a lot. And so the reason you're getting the 1 million rows is because when you have measures on there that are working, each visual can produce one or more queries to the backend data source. And depending on how you're working it, especially because you said you're doing ifs and switches, so there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in the formula engine. It's got to go get all the data, pull it back into Power BI, and then be able to like calculate that. And that can't be over 1 million rows. So, Patrick, what are you're waving your hands?
Look what Paul Cooper said. This is what I was thinking. I think Stewie said something to this point also. It's like 40 columns every time, all right? Every time we start talking about this, and I think, but why?
Yeah. Yep.
But why do you need that? I can't consume that much information maybe all these people, right? I just can't consume that much information in one glance. And I'm just like, why? Can we break it apart? Can we do something else with it? And then maybe there is a requirement to do it, but we, you know how us IT professionals are, we don't like to go talk to people that consume the things we create. And so maybe we go talk to them a little bit and say, hey, what are you guys doing?
Well, so
Excel.
So I like because I might need it later. Well, or the other thing is like, well, that's just the business requirement that we have to have it. I'm like, okay, but what are they using this for? Well, they want to print it out on like this 300-page document that they're going to go through and flip through. Like, well, first off, paginated report, like that's what that's for, right? And it's just not going to work well. It's just, you're not going to be successful on that approach. I'm just going to tell you that. You can try and tweak with things. Benny, we need this for compliance. That's fine. Paginated report. So don't do it in a table visual with 40 columns with complex measures and whatnot that are going against direct query. You're just not going to have a good day there. So,
like Paul's comment. Beautiful, Paul. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yep. So, all right.
Did a session on this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So Aditya, like hopefully that helps you. I hope it does. But I would rethink that solution a little bit and have some hard conversations on what's the right thing to do there. Go explore the paginated report. Hopefully you've got premium to go do it. That's really the right option for that, for just what was presented there. So. Yeah, and I see Evan's comment of like, paginate is a whole other skill set. I get it. It's not for, it's a different reporting tool, right? So you've got to learn that. But it works. It works. And you can do some of the videos I'm going to come out with are going to show you how you can be a little flexible for that exact scenario. So stay tuned on that. So.
But when you bring them together, when you bring Power BI and Paginated together, man, you got a whole solution. You just have a whole reporting solution.
Good. All right. Yeah. Alan's got a question here. If you have a great date table, how bad would it be to put it in its own Power BI workspace and let other Power BI models connect to it via direct query? Don't do that. Don't do that. Data flows.
Oh. Because if you do that, the things that's going to happen when it has to generate the DAX.
Composite models and then pushing things between models, that's a bad day. Don't do that. Data flows.
Be careful.
I like the thought of...
Marco.
Go ahead.
You go.
Well, I was going to say, I like the thinking that Alan's got about reusability, that it's a common approach that many models need to use, but data flows. Do that.
Yeah. You go watch Marco's video. Marco's got a video on composite models. I finally finished watching it, and he talks about why you shouldn't do things like that. You should go on SQL BI. You should go check it out.
Yep. All right, Evan, can I use the Scanner API to create a complex data catalog and report repository for my organization? Do you guys have any tips, suggestions on doing that? That's all you, Patrick.
Yeah, right. I don't think
you're the purview.
API.
You're the purview guy.
Use Purview. You can use Purview to do that.
Well, what do you think Purview's using? It's using the Scanner API.
I know. When you set it all up, behind the scenes, you got to go turn it on. So yes, you can. Right? You can.
So I would say, Evan, I'll say theoretically yes. I haven't actually, as Patrick, same with Patrick, right? I haven't specifically used the Scanner API. So I'd have to look at what the format is and like what I actually need to do it. It's a joke, Matthew. It's a joke. He did install it and get it set up though. And he's going to be doing a Purview video at some point in the future that I don't know when. But yeah. So I'd have to, Evan, it should work. You got to play with it though. You don't need to have Purview to use the scanner. The Scanner API is a Power BI REST API. It's just that Purview is using that to actually build out the data catalog information. And
it does a good job, man. I tell you what, I got to say this about Purview. It does a good job collecting the information, and I was impressed because it collects the schema also, and it even collects the table and column descriptions. Watch the video. It's gonna be great one day. One day. It'll be great.
One day. Yeah.
And
Matthias says no one said it depends yet. That's because we've had really clear answers on. Like this is. Don't do that. It's not a. It depends. It's a. Don't do that. All right. Karthik, two-parter. Let me look at the time too. Okay. I have an Oracle table. There's that Oracle thing again. which has multiple rows with the same unique record identifier. Why would they have the same? Is there a way which we can club without causing memory constraint and not hanging the desktop? What does that mean?
Club.
Hang on. All right.
Club.
Second part. I tried to use group by. It works for small data sets, but my data set has huge number of records. Okay. So I think just stepping back a minute. I don't know what the club thing is. I don't know what club means.
Go back to 1.1. Go back to 1.1.
Yeah. I know the general thing of what they're trying to do. It has nothing to do with Oracle specifically. But I don't know why we have multiple rows with the same unique record identifier. Well, if they're the same, then they're not unique. Unless my guess is they're pulling in, it's like duplicates of the same data. Anyway,
maybe the second part, the group by, that's how they're doing the distinct with the group by. They're trying to distinct by that.
Well, so my first thought is, it sounds like you're trying to do all of this in Power BI. Why are we not like creating a view or something on the Oracle side? Why not do that?
But even when you do it, though, I think if you go to part two, right? Go to part two.
Yeah.
He's still, how much data is this, right?
Well, he said it's a huge number, and that's where I was going to go, Patrick. So go off on that.
All right, yeah. What does this look like? Because if you're just going against one large flat table with lots of strings, lots of columns, I mean, lots of different data types. Paul just said it. Star schema. You need to create a star schema and get it loaded that way. Don't try to go after one huge flat table with hundreds of columns with Power BI. It's not gonna work. Yeah.
But again, do that on the Oracle side. Like, why are we doing it on So that's
Yep. What's Matthew's thing? What's Matthew's Rocham's maximum?
The maximum. Yeah. So do your data transformations as far upstream as possible and as far downstream as necessary.
There you go.
Where upstream is the data source. Like, do it on Oracle. Yes. We'll mentioned like custom SQL query if it's not being folded, so using native query. Sure. I'd like a view in Oracle first, though. I'd rather that.
Matthias. Body blow. Blame the source.
No, it's not the source. This has nothing to do with Oracle. It has nothing to do with Oracle. You could say this. You could pick the data source of your flavor. It'd be the same thing. I don't care that it's Oracle. Oracle has nothing to do with this.
Yeah. So Oracle's good at handling
data. This is more about your data design and how you're working with that data. So I don't care about the source. It's the same thing. Yep. I've had those discussions with people about, like, they're saying, oh, well, Snowflake or Synapse. I'm like, it's the same. From a Power BI perspective, it's the same. Like, we're issuing a SQL statement. Like, from that respect, I don't care. It's about the structure of your data.
I like Marx. Blame the data architect.
Blame the data architect. Well, but should you if they didn't have the requirements of what you're trying to do? I don't know. Anyway. All right.
It's still funny, though. I still like it.
All right. Let's try and get a few more in here before there's a lot of questions in the queue. We're not getting any of those. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I blame Patrick. All right. Egbert, I love goals. Why you need contributor access, though, to be able to create goals? Limits utilizing this for agile. What do you mean? You need contributor access. So you need to be an admin member or contributor to create a goal. Like, you can't be a viewer. Viewers read only. So you need rights to create content in the workspace. Yep. So, like, that's a design of Power BI. So viewer is meant to just be a consumer of content, not a creator of content. So you would need at least contributor access to create content.
I can't believe we've gone this long without saying it. I had all this major setup. I had to get some warnings. I had to do all this stuff. Jeez.
Wait till we go members only. I'm sure they'll follow through with something.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're queuing it up. They're thinking about it. How do we get Patrick to say or Adam to say it depends? So, but anyway, yeah. So you need viewer is consumption only. So cool. All right, let's get one more. All right, one more. Miss Belinda said, "Show the puppy again on the switch over." The puppy's no longer up here. I'm sorry. Unless Chatmaster C wants to yell at Kennedy. All right, Dharma. Hi. I don't know what that is.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. All right. Look at you, Patrick. I need to create an HR dashboard with current date as default view. Current date as default. Okay. But when the user selects 2 years, it should redirect to page with comparison view. And okay, so if you're working with like a date slicer, there's no trigger on that that's going to, based on a selection of a slicer, that's going to trigger you to another page. Like you'd have to have a button or something that would like cause like an action to occur that would do a page navigation or something else, or using bookmarks to show something different. So you're not going to get that type of experience out of a slicer that's changing your date range. So that's not possible. Again, not an it depends. So sorry. I don't know what your specific requirements are on that though. So, but that specifically is not going to work. So, all right. Ooh. Chatmaster C has cleared the queue. Looks like we're ready for members only time. So if we didn't get to your question, folks, we are going to go over to members only chat. So only members and moderators will be able to participate in the chat. So members, get your questions in. Now is the time. For those that are not members, you can still watch the stream. You can still read the chat, but you won't be able to participate directly in the chat. And also super chats take the priority. So if we didn't get to your question and it's burning and you want to ask it, super chats always take priority. If you do a super chat, make sure you type in the question before you hit the button. Otherwise you're just submitting it without the question.
Hey, Beth said you see what Beth said? Beth said she emailed us.
Yeah. No, Beth, you're fine. You're fine. You're good. No need to put it in the chat, Beth. We got it. All right, so let's cut over to member only chat. Here we go. And again, if you want to learn more about being a member on Guy in a Cube, I'm going to drop that into the chat. So you can learn more on how to do that if you would like. And one of the benefits of being a member of Guy in a Cube also is at the visitor and the producer tiers, you can pre-submit questions. And we do have one pre-submitted from Miss Beth. All right, here we go. And look, Patrick, I even got it right. You didn't even have to tell me how to switch things over. So, all right. So it was a long email, so I reworded this. I summarized this a little bit, but I think we've got what we need here. So I need to choose between Cognos or Power BI for my project. And I want to choose Power BI. I have to use Power BI Report Server on premises, so I can't use the cloud. And Report Builder is not authorized for use. So we can't do paginated reports. We can only do Power BI reports on premises. So when users are done selecting slicers and filters in the report, they want to request a detailed report that cannot be shown on screen. And then that report, when it's requested to be generated, that's going to be dropped into a secure location. Can that be done with my requirements? I want to say it depends, but it's a no.
It doesn't depend. It can't.
It's a no.
It can't.
It's a no. So here's the problem. For on-premises, if you were using a paginated report, we could do like the URL stuff, and we could even in a Power BI report, I could have a button or an image that could trigger the URL for the paginated report to do the export, and that would be awesome. And then we could script that. We could do all sorts of things.
You could even tell it the format. You could do everything.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Man, you could do everything.
Yes. And Kevin, no, it was said, but it wasn't the answer to the question. So.
Okay.
All right. You're just going to put it in there? All right. So you would need to use paginated reports on premises to accomplish that type of goal. Because we can't even do that stuff for Power BI reports with on-prem. The other option would be to go to the cloud service, and then we've got all sorts of other options that we could do from an automation perspective. But yeah, you're really limited. I would get Report Builder enabled, and so you can do paginated. I don't know what's blocking you there. So I'm assuming there's got to be a security review and whatnot.
Yeah, but it's a piece of Microsoft software, so it's all signed, and I don't.
I mean, yeah, that's got to be a process.
Yeah.
It's a new tool, so I
Yeah,
get that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I would work on that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Pop beater, pity drop. I like that.
And why, now we're about to get like 20 of them, and we run out of money.
So the other thing, Beth, that's interesting here is because you said you have to choose between Cognos and Power BI. So Cognos is representative of like what paginated reports are. So like the old
Yes.
reporting services. So why can't we get Report Builder enabled? Like, let's do that. It's another tool set that can be used with Power BI, just like Power BI Desktop. And it sounds like you've got ability to use Power BI Desktop. So let's get Report Builder enabled. Then we can use paginated reports. Then we've got all sorts of options for on-prem for doing that kind of thing. So, yep. All right, Beth, I hope that helps you. I know that's not. So, yeah. And Beth was saying it takes 4 months for product acceptance. So, all right. Cool. All right, Patrick, you ready for the queue?
Here we go. Alex.
All right, here we go.
I'm not answering. I don't know.
All right, hey, Patrick. How can I replace the Unicode character blah with a text string in Power Query Online? Works in desktop, but when I copy and paste it to Power Query Online, it says limitations in the supported script patterns. So, Alex, I have an answer for you.
Here you go.
Ideas.powerbi.com. Bam. There you go.
He's gonna post the answer now because he ran across this week.
I know he did.
figured
I
it
know
out,
he's
and then
trolling. He's
He's gonna
trolling.
post the answer. He's gonna post the answer.
I mean, it may be a limitation if that's the error you're getting, unless you can find another
No, you know it's
like
not.
scripting
Not
option.
with
Yeah, I
him.
know. If he's saying that, he said him and Mark Valancourt solved it. So sweet.
No, it's not. If he posted it, he has an answer for it. You know
Yeah.
he does. You know he does.
All right, we need another bucket. All right, Daryl. Daryl's got a question here. All
I
right,
tell you what, if we had a paginated bucket, it'd be loaded. It'd
Yeah.
be loaded this
Yeah.
morning.
just on this paginated train, man. Choo choo. All right, Daryl. How do I refresh partitions on incremental data flows? Ooh, I can for data sets, but I want for data flows. Daily JSON file contains at least 30 days max. Ideas.powerbi.com. There's not a way to refresh an individual partition for data flows. It's like all or nothing.
Yeah,
now,
you can't do that. You
now
can't
there
do
is a way you could reset it to do the full refresh, but you can't selectively refresh a single partition. So, not to my knowledge. So I remember this coming up there was a customer issue I was in where this came up. Could we do it? And I was, nope.
I don't think you can't do that.
No, you can refresh it though. You can reset it so it does the full refresh again,
Right.
But not individual partitions. Because the challenge there is with the way that data flow works is the reason in data sets why you can do those partitions because there's actual partition definition from a model perspective, and we can selectively go refresh those. That concept doesn't exist with data flows, so it's like they're flat files. On each partition is basically another flat file. And so there's not a way to like trigger like, hey, yeah, go do that. It'd be nice. But yeah, ideas.powerbi.com. Sorry.
I saw the incremental and I got a little excited, but nothing.
What?
I saw the incremental. I was like, oh, we're talking about
I
incremental
know.
refresh.
All right. Thomas is going to save us here. Okay. I think he might be going for the it depends. Any precautionary advice for importing data with 200 plus fillable Adobe Acrobat forms into Power Query, Power BI? I'm going to go with don't do that.
I'm not even gonna say it depends for that. Because the fillable forms, but you're gonna save it though, right? I mean, so they'll be saved, so you can connect to the PDF.
Someone's printing something to my printer.
You
Something.
print stuff?
I don't. I use it as a scanner, but I just heard it like going off. Anyway, so I know you can import PDFs with Power Query and Power BI. So precautionary advice, it's going to be really slow.
Yeah. It depends.
It depends.
It depends. It depends.
It depends. It depends.
I'm just worried about connecting to those files and 200 plus.
And I get it. I mean, I could see use cases for that, like if you're in like insurance or something like that, where there's just or medical, like healthcare, where you've just got a lot of PDF files out there and you just want to scan them.
Yeah.
Man, I just that many though. Oof, that's going to be slow and problematic with potential errors. So,
Hey, is the sheep printing? Is the sheep?
the
doing
sheep
the
is not
printing?
printing. No. The sheep connected to Wi-Fi, and you know.
You learn how to lock the door, so come in and connect to the Wi-Fi.
All right, Chatmaster C. No one's. Maybe it just decided to reset. I don't know. It was just like moving around, and I heard it.
Oh, maybe it's like an update. Maybe it's an update.
I don't
Like,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. All right. Shraj question, two-parter. Another two-parter. What should be the logical learning path? Okay, here we go, Patrick. What should be the logical learning path for an experienced BI developer to remain relevant in coming years in terms of upskilling? Part two. Is it predictive analytics or AI features, as clients would like to explore those more once their regular BI infrastructure is ready? Or platforms like Synapse Analytics or anything else? It depends. That's a strong it depends.
It depends.
So I mean, like some of that's a business question, right? Like, what are the needs within inside of the business? Absolutely, look at the trends of the industry. I would say like data lake type stuff is a big trend from a data infrastructure perspective, and how to work with data. So I would definitely keep an eye on that. Spark and Python are always like words that are out there that are going around. So those might be some things that you want to be aware of and look at. Sure, Synapse, absolutely Synapse, right? Like Synapse is the thing that everybody should be using. Synapse. So yeah.
So I had probably this come up about 3 times this week with 3 different customers, and we're showing the AI stuff in Power BI.
Yeah.
And they would clearly say, each one of the customers clearly said, AI is about 2023, 2024 for us. It's not this year. We're just trying to get our footing. We're trying to build this BI landscape. But in the coming years, we're definitely going to look at AI. Now, 2 years ago, I heard the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying shy away from AI, but all the other things that Adam said.
Lot of comments for Databricks in the chat. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Synapse, not Databricks.
Synapse, absolutely Synapse. So Marco, my budget today.
It depends.
It's.
I was ready for that one. See, I was gonna.
I'm running out.
So fun fact. I know. His son PJ's in the house. He actually snuck into PJ's wallet. That's where this money's coming from. He didn't do that. I'm just kidding.
I didn't do that.
All right.
Some larger bills, but.
But yeah, learning is there's a lot of stuff going on from a technology perspective. So yeah, try and just stay up top. Working with data itself, how are organizations utilizing data? I see shifts in that all the time too. People are trying to figure out data at scale and like what's the best approach. And there's just a lot of innovations going on that front. So yeah, Synapse, Databricks related stuff, notebooks, all that stuff. That's where it's from a data perspective. Those are areas that would definitely you should keep an eye on. And I'm biased, so Synapse. So is Patrick, even though he doesn't say it.
Yes.
All right.
No, I am.
Right.
I am.
Hobby Eater. Is there a good way to do a kiosk style display with Power BI? Yes, there is. Prefer to use report server. Oh, no, not that way. But service is a possibility. Okay. Data updates every 15 minutes, so the report needs to also. So the Windows Power BI app, you can do like display stuff and it'll refresh the page. And you can also use in the Power BI reports in the service, you can also use the refresh option for the report. So I think you can go down to, is it 5 seconds for non-premium?
Yes.
Is the minimum?
I think it's 5 seconds.
So you can definitely do that.
Wait, for auto page refresh?
Yeah.
I think you need premium.
No. So no. So premium, I think
it's 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds for non-premium. Yeah. So if you want to go lower than that, you need premium. Yeah. I knew there was a limit there. So I know you can use it outside of premium, but there was a limit. So that's, something to look at. But yeah, check out the Windows app for Power BI, because that's actually, there were some updates that came out for that a while back, specifically meant for like displays, like kiosk displays or like monitors that are in an organization. I've also seen a lot of organizations using like embedding to do that. So those are options as well. And there's a way, like in the URL, if you just want the report itself, there's a way in the URL where there's a query string element. I forget what it is. I always have to look it up. To remove the boilerplate, like the bars, like the Chrome. So remove the Chrome. So you'll see the page navigation, but and the filter pane if that's what you're showing. But that's a way also if you want to just do the report.
Laura just posted something. And you and I have been talking about this.
Okay.
Hey Alex, best blog on starting to learn Synapse, please. So I am trying to put together some Synapse videos, Laura, that we're gonna put here. And if you have, I'm saying this because if you have some ideas or some things you'd like to see about getting started, send them to me. That would be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be adding a third day of videos that are going to be focused on like Synapse and data and things of that nature. So yeah. So doing some more. So Power BI stuff is still there, not going away. Still going to focus on that. Yep. But there's going to be some more Synapse stuff as well. So it's going to be nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Laura. Thank you so much.
Yes. So, all right. So Quite Stream 07, new member, coming in with a question. Love the video on optimizing Power Query earlier this week. Yes, I love doing it. That was a fun video. Is there a good way to optimize merges that are required on a source that doesn't allow query folding? No, I mean, you got to play around. I mean, if you have to do the merge to begin with, it's an expensive operation. I get you're going to run into situations where you have to do, like you don't have another option than doing a merge in Power Query. So the one thing I would say is, could you potentially use some more ETL? Like, let's get out of Power Query. So can we do some ETL operations, get it into something like SQL? Yeah, go further upstream and see if we can do some of those things to bring it in so that it's more performant on the Power BI side. So those are like Azure Data Factory or SSIS, and get stuff into SQL, and then we can, actually model that data appropriately and get it in there on a regular basis. And so those are things I would look at there. Any other thoughts, Patrick? No, I said it all. All right.
I just saw a question that broke me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, broke Patrick. But anyway, keep going.
Okay. Actually, Matthew had something in there. Look at him. Matthew, the Power Query master, says, yes, add remove duplicates to the key columns before merging, and this will add an index so that the M engine can use. Ooh. It won't always help, but it sometimes does. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh. Nice. Thank you, Matthew.
Oh, it's interesting.
Nice. Yeah, you should do a video on that.
Before merging.
Yeah.
Yes, can you take a screenshot? I do something. Okay.
Sure. All right.
That's a good idea.
Mr. He said he learned that from Chris Webb earlier this month. Nice. Sharing is caring.
Chris's idea is about to be stolen.
No, I'm sure he's got a blog on it.
I'm borrowing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to borrow it.
Maybe you could do a video with Chris.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or we could just Legoize them again.
Yeah, we can Legolize them again.
All right. Mr. Chris Wagner. Hope you're doing well, Chris. Can I use data flows? Can I use data flows with hybrid tables?
It's written down, Chris. It's written down over there. I don't think you can, but it's written down over there.
Yeah, can I use different data flows with a single hybrid table for live DQ? So this was the question that Patrick and I were having, and I'm like, well, for direct query, technically, there's a TDS endpoint that we can go after on the data flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah,
Maybe.
we got to try it out.
Maybe.
We got to try it out. It depends. I
But
honestly, I don't know.
More.
I don't know that it depends. It may just not work.
Why did you say that? I'm running out of money.
Alex, I'm right there with you. I'm like, look, with the TDS endpoint, it should work.
Maybe.
It should.
Maybe.
Because we can do direct query over a data flow. So why wouldn't it work?
We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
We got to try. We got to try.
We gotta try.
Got to try.
But if data's not being, I guess so. If data's being added to, but you need to feed data to the data flow and refresh the data flow.
Yeah, there's some dependencies there.
Right.
I got to do the same thing on a SQL source.
But if it's the SQL source, it's just data inserting into the SQL source.
Sure.
I don't have to refresh the SQL source because that partitions in direct query and it's just querying that direct query source. But if I'm using the data flow, don't I technically have to refresh the data flow to get data in the data flow from the actual data source?
That is a true statement.
Once I do that, and then so I got to wait for it to refresh, then it's persisted at that point. So what's the point of having a direct query partition? I'm just saying. Just saying.
But it technically should work.
I don't care about it working.
Now, whether it's the right approach to use is a whole other question.
Look what he said.
Yeah.
Look what he said. Drat.
Yeah. Just you're right, Patrick, but I'm also right in saying technically it should work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Patrick's
I'll take
gonna
that.
go play. At some point in the
am.
future, there may
I
be a
am.
video, but who knows?
There may be a video saying don't do this. But Shabnam had another question that's even better than this one. I don't know if we're going to get to it because we keep talking.
I don't see it in the queue. What?
She didn't put a Q colon in front of it?
Did
Man.
Shreya?
that's a
Thank you
good
for becoming a
question. I don't know the
member.
answer to it.
I don't. Where is it? Hang on.
Don't worry about it. I remember it. It's here. It's etched in my brain.
Okay.
Maybe she didn't put Q colon in front of it.
Oh no, there is a Q colon. Why
forgot
didn't
to
it? It
queue.
didn't get queued. It didn't get queued. Oh, that's because it was like really.
she just-
it just came in. Okay. All right. We'll jump the
Just put
queue.
the Q colon
All
on
right.
it.
Is there a plan for aggregations over import tables?
But there was another question. No, that's not
That
it.
was her question.
That's not it.
Oh, well, she didn't put a
She
Q colon
said-
over the other one. Okay. Yeah, it was.
yeah,
Do aggregations work with hybrid tables? That's the one you wanted.
Yeah. Oh man, does it? Does it work? I wrote that down the other day. I said I gotta test this because of that direct query part of the direct query part, right? And so you can't do aggregations over the import part, but will it work over the direct query part? I don't. It broke me. She broke me.
Well, but so if you think about that though, it kind of defeats the purpose of having the direct query partition with the hybrid tables because you gotta refresh the ag piece of that.
Just like a data flow. Right?
Sorry,
Just
Matthew.
like a
I know.
data flow.
That was Patrick's fault. Yes. William, thank you for becoming a
My
member.
man.
Yes,
So
Patrick
sorry,
breaking.
Matthew. So
Oh, look.
sorry.
Yeah. Oh, look. Alex. Alex came in to help with it, right? So there was a Q colon in front of it.
Mm.
Alex came in.
I'm sorry.
the-
guys.
for the
I'm
save,
sorry, guys.
for the save.
Sorry for all the other people with their questions. Sorry.
All right. Javier, how are we doing on time? Oh, we got time. We're going to get through some more. All right. Javier, does the source data flow need to be in a workspace assigned to a deployment pipeline stage for the auto binding to the target data flow to be triggered? All right, hang on. The source data flow need to be in the workspace assigned to the deployment pipeline stage for the auto binding to the target data flow to be triggered. Okay, so I think what we're talking about is so linked data flows or linked entities is what we're talking about. But we're saying that we've got a data flow where we've defined the linked entity in workspace B. The actual linked entity is in workspace A, but linked space B is part of a deployment pipeline. So that's going through dev, test, production. It should work as long as it's linked. That's one of those I'd have to try it though. In my head, I would hope it would work. So sorry, going back. So does the source data flow need to be in the workspace assign? I wouldn't think it does. I don't think it needs to, but I could be wrong. Because I know there are some other limitations with like data sets and like the composite model stuff where it has to be in the same data set or in the same workspace. I would think for a linked entity though, like maybe not. Javier says yes. Wait. Yeah. Oh, he's saying yes. It's linked entities. Yeah. Honestly, I've got to try. I don't know that that's called out in the documentation specifically as a limitation, whereas I know the data set one is. And so maybe it's not a limitation. My other thing would be, have you tried it? Did it work? That's what I would do. I would try it and see if it failed. If it failed, then maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. Oh, look at that. Alex came out. Look at that. Recent announcement for linked entities with deployment pipelines. Working together. GA. Yeah. Alex, does it say it worked? Hey, Chris, becoming a member. Look at you. Hope you're doing well, Chris. Good to see you. He said it failed. Yes. Check out the announcement that Alex put in the chat and see if that talks about your scenario. Maybe there were some new updates. And Matthew's saying, yeah, that functionality just landed this week. So you may need to test it. So re-verify. Yes. There we go.
Look,
bam.
At the very last thing in the post.
Yeah.
Data flows and linked entity support and deployment pipelines generally available.
Awesome.
Boom,
Awesome. Hot off the press. Yeah. Hot off the press. Give it a try. Yeah. Give it another whirl. Give it another whirl. Yeah. All right. Love it. All right. Let's see here. Jake, what tips would you give old school Excel users to make the transition to Power BI? Sometimes change is hard. It is hard. Nobody likes change. And everybody uses Excel. Go for it, Patrick. Say it.
It depends. It does. It depends on like how long have they been. You say old school, right? For me, old school is the 1900s. Right? That's the 1900s. And some groups of people are more welcoming to change, you know? Because you might have a group of people like me. I won't, I'm trying to use Azure Data Studio, but I'm using Management Studio. And everyone's like, oh, you got to use Azure Data Studio. You got to use Azure Data Studio. If Query Analyzer was still around, 1900s, Query Analyzer, right? If Query Analyzer was still here, I probably would still use it. So, but you don't know Query Analyzer?
No, I do. I'm looking at something else. Something else.
So, to make the transition, you do it you be very gentle with these Excel people because they love Excel, and you introduce and you show them, it's like an incremental load, right? It's an incremental process. You just can't just poof, throw it on them. Make it a smooth transition. Show them new things and how they work and how much easier it is and how much faster it is. And they'll push back. And they'll say, well, Excel can do this. Excel can't do this. And they go, hey, how much data can Excel hold? A million rows? 1.2 million? Guess how much Power BI can hold? A lot. Old data. And old school people from the 1900s, like this guy, likes a lot of old data. And when you say Excel, grandfather, tell me a story. Thanks, Matthew. And when you say Excel can handle...
Back when I was a kid, I used to work with a million rows of data.
Be gentle with the Excel users and do it incrementally. Don't just try to, bash them. Take a very, 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 very slow approach to get them to make that transition. Show them new things. Show them how they work. Maybe they like them. Maybe they don't. Show them a different way. Hopefully they like it. Just don't punch them in the mouth with it.
I love the chat. Chat's going off.
I said the 1900s.
That's funny.
I said the 1900s. Right, the 1900s.
Excel.
Think about that though.
Yeah. No, you're right. Right. It's a journey. Paul Turley said it too. It's a journey. Yeah. That's the biggest thing is like show them the art of the possible. Like show them what they can do and how they can work with data and what they can do with those things.
It's remarkable.
Excel Verton, thank you for becoming a member. Very much appreciated. Miss Melinda. I would gather to say there are people in the chat right now that have no idea what the 5.25-inch floppy thing is. Which
I use tape,
makes us
Miss Belinda.
old.
I use tape backups.
Yes.
There's an option in SQL Server to do tapes.
I don't even use that anymore. I go for my zip drive. It's fine. Yeah. All right. All right. Frederick, we still got, we got 1 minute. Look at this. I need to multiply from a measure fact table. I need to multiply from a measure. Not any measure, from a measure. Okay, so we got a measure on a fact table with a field from a dimension table.
How do I do
Complex
that?
model with
bi-directional
bidirectional relation. Oh, we got bidirectional.
Why? Why do you have bidirectional relation?
So first off,
calculate. Go ahead.
First off, he says a measure on the fact table.
And he wants to multiply
the
by
measures.
a value on the dimension.
Why would we why?
Well, because maybe it's the price of a product that's stored on the product table, and they want to multiply by quantity or something like that. And so all you need to do is you can override that relationship with the calculate, and then you could tell it don't do bidirectional, tell it to use the way you want it to go, or cross or something.
But when
like
I
that.
think like a measure, though, so there should be a dimension should be filtering a fact table, right?
Yeah.
So,
So
but
be 1 dimension.
Yeah, right. So, but the measure, we should be able to get the value of the dimension and multiply. Like that should work without needing a bidirectional relationship.
With the related, you can use related, right? You can use related to get it.
Well, wouldn't the measure just work? I don't know. I'd have to play around with
it. It should just work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd have to see like what you're trying to
depends
do.
on how this
And
model
it depends.
is set up.
It depends.
It depends.
The bidirectional is triggering me there. Like I don't know why we're doing that. We'd have to look. Frederick Hey, Frederick, if you want to, I don't know if you're a visitor or producer tier. Like if you want to pre-submit that question, we could take a look at it. Like that. That would be something we could do.
All out of ones.
That depends on the model. It depends on the. Oh, so now you just got to drop 20s.
I just got 20s.
All right. Breaking out the Benjamins. All right.
These are Benjamins?
Oh, I don't know.
No, this is Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson's on the 20. All right.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We are at time. We didn't get to every question. I apologize. So come back next time. So next week, we will not have a live stream on Saturday. We have our first, it's called the jackpot. It's not the jackpot you're thinking of, Patrick. But it's the first time we're going to hopefully take Wilson, our sheep, to a show. And it was going to be at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds, but apparently Trump is coming on that same day, and that ruined it. So we have to go to another fairground for it. But we will be doing Wilson showing the sheep, hopefully, in that morning. So no live stream next Saturday. We'll be back the Saturday after that. So come on in. Yep. Good luck, Wilson, and good luck, Jordan, if she actually does it. So we'll see. Hopefully. All right. Any closing words of wisdom, Patrick?
No, man, stay warm. At least for us,
Yeah,
stay warm. It's so cold outside. Stay warm.
It is cold.
Stay warm. It is cold.
Yes. We got to keep the new puppy warm. So.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Great Saturday again. Love the chat. Love the engagement. Thank you to all the new members, and thank you to all the new folks that were just checking out the live stream. We appreciate it. So we will see you next time.
We shine so bright. The sun is getting warmer. Oh, when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. Oh, when we're floating up like helium.